Welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. I'm Wyatt.
Justin.
Today we're taking a look at the Reserva Decadencia by Carlos Torano. This is a beautiful looking Robusto cigar. Looks like a Connecticut wrapper. Kind of a spongy pack, but that's to be expected. This cigar is infused with port. I'm not sure what kind of port, but it smells like a very, very good port. And you can just smell that on the wrapper. The cigar itself actually comes in a glass tube, and the second you crack open that glass tube, that smell is wonderful, and it just hits your nostrils. So, but anyway, cigar otherwise, good construction, kind of modeled. It's got quite a few stretch marks. Actually, don't quote me on this, but I believe Justin was saying this is actually just the regular Connecticut version of the Torano, Connecticut.
Reserva de Selecta.
Yeah, Reserva Selecta or something like that that's been infused. So anyway, yeah, cigar looks great. And on the aroma, man, just that really nice port and some chocolate. You know, kind of like a, not even really a baker's chocolate, but that smell that, you know, when you walk into a really nice confectionery or something. I mean, really, really wonderful aroma to the cigar. And on the foot, yeah, just that same on the wrapper, just a little bit more intense. Justin?
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking cigar. A little bit lumpy, a little bit mottled, but looks really good. And isn't the port, is it a chocolate port that they infuse it with?
I'm not sure.
I think it might be. Not sure.
Don't
quote me. But you definitely pick up that port. You definitely pick up confectioner's chocolate. It's very sweet. A lot going on. Off the foot though, I pick more of definitely still picking up the port and the sweet chocolate, but I pick up a bit of just like mild tobacco as well. And that's probably because of the binder and the filler. Let's get it cut up, toast it up, and see how she goes.
Yeah, very, very smooth smoke. It's got a very distinct characteristics to the smoke, because it's more to that chewy type of smoke that we've talked about before, and it's not necessarily that it's thick or that it's silky smooth smoke or anything. It's just almost chewy. I mean, it coats your tongue and your entire mouth in a way that it's reminiscent of port or wine or something. So, excellent start.
Yeah, I totally agree. Very thick, very chewy. You're picking up definitely that sweet tobacco, some chocolate. And I'm not a big wine or port fan, but you can definitely pick that up. And in a cigar, it seems to work really well.
Yeah.
It's just, of course, a slight essence of port, but it's very good, very sweet. It's very almost like moist. The whole smoke is almost, we've mentioned like wet earth, but it's not really earthy. It's just very moist. It feels very organic. Very nice start.
Yeah, absolutely no pepper or spice or anything. Just incredibly smooth. What do you say we get into the first 10 minutes?
Let's do it. We'll come
Well,
back.
we're about 10 minutes into this Reserva Decadencia. No real flavor changes. For me, it's still that not really overpowering, but predominant port flavor, and that just makes the smoke chewy, as opposed to thick or silky or anything. Not a great burn. I've had a couple of small little burn issues, and it's definitely not razor sharp, but I don't think I'm going to need to touch it up. I don't know. It's really just an experience smoking this cigar, because there is a lot going on, a lot that we're not really used to. I mean, we don't smoke a lot of flavor infused cigars, and so that's kind of how I got my start in cigars. But when I moved on, I got into the less flavored stuff, and then the no flavored stuff, and so it's interesting to kind of take that step, back into the flavored territory. But I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it's an excellent cigar. I've never been big in the infused cigars, but I've always enjoyed this one. And while that's right, you definitely pick up the port. There's some chocolate in there. And I mentioned it was like moist or wet, and the smoke, and it's very chewy, and it still has that very wet feeling to it, but it's very good, very nice. Just, like I said, I'm not big into the flavored cigars or the infused cigars, but this is definitely a hit. I haven't had any issues with burn. Mine's been okay, not razor sharp. Draw's been good. I would say a mild to medium in body and strength. I don't expect a lot of flavor changes. Being an infused cigar, I'm pretty sure we're going to get that chocolate and that port all the way through. But the flavors are very good. We're smoking this in the morning, and I can't think of a better time to have this cigar. It pairs well with coffee. It is just a really nice experience. Wyatt is right. This cigar is an experience. So let's get into the second third, see how it goes.
Well, we're about halfway through this Reserva Decadencia. Again, no flavor changes, still that port, a little bit of chocolate, same texture to that smoke. It's very, very consistent, pretty great construction. I mean, not a razor sharp burn, but I haven't made any touch-ups. Smoke, it's got that kind of chewy texture to it, just kind of coats your tongue, long-lasting finish. Yeah, Justin mentioned that we are smoking this in the morning, and I was a little wary of this as a morning cigar, because port in the morning, that taste in the morning, I didn't know if that would work, but it's actually really, really good. It's an excellent morning stick. Can't recommend it enough. Justin?
Yeah, it's a great stick. It's about mild to medium in body and strength for me. It isn't going to kick your butt. It isn't going to, you don't have to eat, of course, before, but it just goes great with a cup of coffee. It is, like I said, kind of, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but it is very consistent, no flavor changes, but there is a lot going on, so it's not necessarily one-dimensional. It's just nice, of course, the port, chocolate, definitely a bit of sweetness coming in. The finish is very long. You can taste it well into the next draw. The smoke, Wyatt mentioned that thick, chewy smoke just adds to the cigar. It makes it a pleasure to smoke, so great. Well, let's get into the final third, see how it develops.
All right, well, we're at the final third of this Reserva Decadencia. Solid all the way through, flavor-wise. You got that port, you got that chocolate, and really nothing else. No pepper, no spice. Nothing that really varies between those two predominant flavors. Pretty solid construction. I think in this last third or so, a lot of the port infusion has been kind of saturated into this last third, so I keep puffing on it, I keep smoking, but I just can't seem to create ash from the cigar. So, but it's good. I mean, I've enjoyed it throughout. Let's see, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this one probably an 8.5. It's something that is a little bit pricey, but it's definitely worth being a regular cigar, a couple times a month when you feel like treating yourself. It's something that I could see smoking in the morning with a cup of coffee like we're doing. I could see smoking this mid-afternoon after lunch. I could see smoking this at the end of your day with a drink or whatever your preference is. It's just a good all-around cigar. There isn't an occasion that would be bad to smoke this cigar. So can't recommend more that you pick a couple up.
Yeah, it's a good cigar. Not to sound repetitive, I really enjoy it. It is it's very simple in the sense that it is just port, chocolate, but I mean it's infused, so that's what you'd expect. Always been about a mild to medium in body and strength. I agree with Wyatt that it is probably a good all-around cigar. You could smoke this at any time. I would rate it a little lower. I'd give it a solid 8, and the reason is you know what you're going to get. There's no surprises. There's nothing about this cigar that's going to just, woo, there it is. It's port and chocolate, and it's very good flavors, but it's, you kind of know before you light it up what you're going to get, and in that sense, it's, doesn't offer any wow factor to me. It's a very good cigar. I'd definitely smoke it again, but yeah, I'd give it a solid 8. But in conclusion, if you like our videos, please subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. But until next time, smoke them if you got them.